Hey, all you little people, it's the main man here to bring you an amazing chaotic recode match. And it has been a while since we've been in the ring. The main man has gone back to work full time now, and it has wore him out. But hopefully, there's going to be 3 videos this week, 3 amazing matches to check it. And the first one we're doing is the classic rivalry. My noble Danians against the lizard belly dragon Mipedians. This is a really cool Mipedian deck. It is kind of built around the 2 princes. You have Iflar, who is really strong, but luckily his health is low. He's untargetable. I think he has invisibility strike 20, and he has the Indigo Axe, so his first attack cannot be targeted. So it's really good against a mirror match where now your opponent can't use a Melody of Mirage, or if you're playing against an overworld creature, a Rhyme of the Recklessness. Luckily, though, his stats aren't that good. Look, it's 30 courage, 20 power. Okay, I need to go back to it. Okay, I guess we're not going back to it. Oh, and 50 wisdom. And his speed's buffed up a little bit. And look how much damage he just did. He did 45 damage just right there. Luckily, it's going into my Machinaz, because Machinaz doesn't need to win. Machinaz does best when he's in the discard pile, because he'll give all my other Mandiblores 15 extra energy, which is really nice. And I have 2 really good attack cards in hand. Caustic Cascade, Deluge of Doom. I drew a Purifying Mud. Gonna go ahead and use that. So I'm not even trying to win the match, and I knock him down to 15. Now, Iflar is untargetable. So, you can't double Can of Casualty him. I can't even Song of Symmetry to, help get him lowered. So I'm going to go ahead and heal once. I don't think I'm going to win this fight, but I have 2 good attack cards in hand. I want him to use one of his Melody of Mirages. Um, if I can do that, that's a win in my book. So he either has to heal, or which he can't because his creature's untargetable. So he has to use a Melody of Mirage here. So there's one of them already gone. That's good. I know I'm already losing the fight, but at least I got 8 amazing music out of the game already. And to me, I think Melody of Mirage, I think the Mipedians have the best combat music because they have things like Melody of Mirage. I'm gonna heal again. Just because that way I have another Deluge of Doom. I'm gonna have to make him use his other Melody of Mirage or some kind of healing, Song of Recovery. But yeah. But I think Mipedians have the best combat music, like actually in combat. You have Melody of Mirage, you have Fighter's Fanfare, Song of Recovery, Strain of Expensive Delusions, which isn't really a combat card, but it is really good also. So he has to use another Melody of Mirage, or I code his Crown Prince. Whose side are you on? Are you Iflar or are you Medinu? And I knocked him out. I knocked him out. One probably his main attacker, just gone. Just gone. Now we're at the Everrain. It's my turn to attack, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I really didn't think he was going to use that, lose the Iflar. I'm sure maybe he misclicked there, and maybe he wanted to, whatchamacallit, um, do another Melody Mirage, knock out the Machinaz, but maybe he just didn't want to use that other Melody of Mirage. So no, my Heodrom is going into his Owaki. These Owakis are really good staples for Mipedian decks because if you have a creature or a Mipedian with X amount of speed, they deal an additional 5 attack damage on their first attack. So you get 2. That's an extra 10 damage. They also come with 2 music counters each, which is nice. And they have fire and wind. So if you put a Destructo Zuka on them, they get Earth. Pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Hive to get the Sting Blade working. When Heodrum gets Hive, he gains 15 energy, and he takes 15 energy from the opponent. So I like to think he's like a vampire Danian, right? So there's my Rest Toxic. That's, doing really good damage. I definitely have an energy advantage. Plasma Arrow, though, comes in, does more than half of my energy. Gotta figure out what to do here. I can use 2 Song of Symmetries. That's what I'm going to do. So that way I'll take him to 15 and I will still be at 30. So, I'll still have double his energy, but that was a really, really, really good card for him to use. But I have two cards that can code him for sure. I have Deluge of Doom and Swarming Destruction. I'm going to head and do Swarming Destruction, keep Deluge of Doom in the pocket. Let's see. So he either has to Melody of Mirage or heal here. What's he going to do? I love Swarming Destruction. What a cool art. Very, very cool. Probably my favorite in those, like, if you control a non-Danian, this does 0 damage. Like, they have one for each tribe, and I think Deluge of Doom has the best art of them. And I knock out his Owaki without even him using a music counter. So I'm feeling really, really good about fighting these lizards now. Got rid of his main fighter, Iflar, got rid of one of his supports. His other creatures are pretty squishy. Looking good for me. There he is. He said he's misclicked, meant to cancel music, and it double clicked. We've all been there. Um, so yeah, I played so bad a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, whenever Jay Johnny did his big live stream um, about some spilling some tea. I played so horrible. Like, you don't even know how horrible I played against, I think, like, the same player twice. Like, I kept spamming Cannon of Casualty when Mipedian Royal Academy of Melee Arts was the location. Do you know how stupid you feel when you do that? Like, I had to put in the chat, hey, I promise I've played this game before. And he's already saying GG. He could still, he's probably not winning this, but he could probably knock out a creature or two. One of my Machinazes doesn't even have he's not gonna have water unless they use a music. I think he can knock someone out. I think when it's this early in the match, don't just give up straight away. Play the match out. Also play the match out so I can record it and get content. You know how frustrating it is to play against a really cool deck and then the opponent just concedes after they lose their first creature? That makes me so friggin' mad because then it's just pointless. I can't even use it in a video. So here is, you might be wondering, why do you put the Mirage location on Heodrum? Well, because of the great music, strain of expensive things. You shuffle a Mirage location back in the deck, and it destroys all battle gear at the location. So it is really good about destroying my Stingblade prototype, which is an amazing battle gear, and it can just get destroyed. And strain of expensive things doesn't even cost a music counter. So as long as you have a Mirage location up, you can get rid of some battle gear. So his Owaki's going into that Machinaz. There's 30 damage right there. Um, you know, maybe I can win this, maybe not. Who knows? I'm gonna activate Hive here. I don't really know. Oh, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the Sting Blade. When the Sting Blade is, so there's strain of expensive things, like we said, and I think if I would have, this might have been a misplay on my part. I think if I would have hit another activate Hive on Alexia, I think Hive would have activated sooner, and that still would have happened. Let me know if that would have worked. I should have tried it because I probably was going to win this match no matter what, so I should have just experimented. Sometimes when you're just in the driver's seat in a chaotic match, experiment a little, see how an interaction works, you know? So I did 25 damage there, 35. We're at equal energy. There's a flying advantage. It's going to deal 10 to me and heal him 5. I'm glad those attacks are in. They're like, they do no damage, but you gain an element on one, and you, what was I going to say? Oh, and you gain 10 health on the other. So there's a gear grind. Kind of don't have great attack cards. That does flip his Torwig back down, so he loses that wind boost. And it flips my Destructo Zuka back down, and it flips all the battle gear back down. So both Destructo Zukas are flipped back down. There's Ice Disc. Amazing card just to get out of the gate. Best attack card in the deck. it's gonna code him. Either he has to block this, heal, you know, and he's doing something. There's that Melody of Mirage. I really like how there's a delay in recode where you can tell when your opponent's doing some music. That way you don't have to think they're AFK. And sorry if my voice does not sound great. The main man is a teacher, and them kids will get you sick always in those first couple weeks because they be nasty sometimes. So there goes one of my Machinas. I can't do the clean sweep, but I'm not really worried about it. I still have two Heodrums. I still have another Machinas with his Destructozuka flip back down, which is nice. And now everyone's got a little bit of extra health. All I have to do is just protect my Queen of the Danians, and I should be good. There's Glumuk Swamp. That's good for me, and also good for him. It does lower his fire attack, which is what his Awaki has. He has fire. And I have to decide, what do I go into? Do I go into Awaki? Do I try to go into his back row support? And I'm going to go into his back row support to get rid of music counters. He has 3 music cards left and 3 counters. So if I can get rid of some counters, I'm fine with that. I think his Dakmal had the Heptad's Crown, which I don't remember what he had it for. I don't think he had Rhyme the Reckless because I think he would have used it already. So there's a Velocitrap that does 20 damage. I'm at 70 though compared to his his 35, which is crazy. There's a Sunderground that's going to do 15. Not great attack cards. I have the 2 attacks that do decent damage but make you lose the element, and Tidal Surge, which would deal 0 damage. I keep going back and forth if I want to keep Tidal Surge. Mostly because, I could put Burning Rain and that's a guaranteed 10, where Tidal Surge might just be 5. Maybe I should put Burning Rain back in. As a kid, I didn't understand why Burning Rain was a super, but now I definitely do. There's a Poison Steam, only doing 5. There's a Deluge of Doom. That's great to have. I'm only doing 10 damage, though, because I don't have Earth, so I'm just going to throw away the Tidal Surge. I know his Dakimal is probably not going to code my Heodrum, so I'm just going to get some bad attacks out of the hand. And you're going to see me realize, wait a second, I could code him because I haven't activated Hive yet, and like we talked about, Heodrum takes 15 energy away from the opponent. So there's his flying advantage. Heals him 5. It does no damage to me, thankfully. There's a Invader's Tactics. That's really good. So 10. And now he's at 15, so I just have to activate Hive, and I code this Lizard. Dakimal's pretty personal to me. As a kid, I always treated him as the generic Mipedian soldier. Like when I played Chaotic, that was just like, oh, I'm just going to play generic Mipedian soldiers. Here's 5 copies of Dakimal, because, of course, that's how we played freaking Chaotic. And I knock him out. There's Dakimal. So now he's down to 2 music counters with 3 music cards. So hopefully there's 1 music card that can't be played. And I'm moving all my creatures up, protecting my queen, because my queen gives all my Danians defender, or all adjacent to her Danian's defender, which is nice, because you can make someone directly go into the Machinas first thing in the match, like you saw, and usually lose and give everyone an energy boost. Hey, there's the Royal Academy of Melee Arts. That card, oh, I have such a love-hate. It is a great location, but damn, do I feel stupid when I mess up and play some kind of damage music. So here's the Prince Medinu card. He's in the deck because he gives all Mipedian surprise. And surprise lets you have the first attack every turn. There's 40 damage right there on that Machinas. Whoo, that's a lot. That is a lot of damage. And this Prince Medinu actually has air. The OG Prince Medinu has no elements. So this one has air, and he's got the whatever the missile is for the not the destructor, the dread tread that gives you fire. So that's how he's got fire. Um, but yeah, this Prince Medino's art I thought was fan art for the longest time. That was one of the cool things about getting back into chaotic like 3 4 years ago. Is oh that what do you mean this card's not fan art? Like the Stelgar art, like Vicious Mutation. I never knew that existed. Thought that was fan art. The Prince Medinu, like a lot of those later cards of like OG characters, I thought were just fan art. There's a Blaze Barrage, only dealing 5. Definitely don't want to lose this Prince Medinu. Definitely want to beat him, but it's not the end of the world if he does code me. So there's Rest Toxic, 25. He has to do something or he's coded, which I don't think there's really much he can do. Oh, he's doing something though. What's he doing? He could do Fighter's Fanfare and bounce it back, and that would kill my Machinaz. No, instead he does Carnivore's Keening, which gives him 30 energy, but gives him Recklessness 10. So it is a very, very, very risky card. It is generic, though. I would play it if I had it, but I don't have it. So there's Song of Symmetry. You might be wondering, why are you playing it? It does no damage to him. It gives me energy, though. So the first half of it still works, but the damage part does not. So there's a Purifying Mud. Gonna do 20 damage. So he's going to take 10 next turn. So he has to heal again with another Carnivore's Keening, or he codes himself as Recklessness damage. And he's only dealing 10 to me. Oh, what? Why does he... What happened there? Why did he knock himself out? Oh! Oh, because of the Royal Mipedian. Okay. Okay. Actually pretty smart then. It got rid of all the... Because it's non-combat damage. And, okay. Just had a freaking Jimmy Neutron brain blast there. So I do knock him out, and you know, and it's Skeletal Springs. Great card for me. It gives me Water 5. So now I just gotta think about who do I knock out. Do I knock out his Owaki or do I knock out what's his face? Toffle. Toffle's got cool art. He's like little Indiana Jones. So, not great attack cards, but the main man's not going to need them. Because the main man played against someone who competed. There was the classic rivalry, people. Danians versus Mipedians. And you're going to see some other great matches this week. This is just going to start us off. Hopefully, there's going to be a video Friday. A great Fluid Morpher versus Underworld, multi-tribe deck, actually. And then probably ending it with another great Danian versus Mipedian match. But let me, or, now I'm getting my teacher voice. Or you might see an amazing Danian versus Overworld match. Probably going to do that one because that one was pretty cool. And or a match where I tied. I didn't know you could, I didn't really tie, but I think it should have been a tie. That one's going to be really cool to show off. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. If you're a Mipedian fan, sorry your lizards got beat by some amazing Danians. But that's just how the main man rolls. Because remember, here at the NCO, that's where the big boys play. And that's the bottom line.